What's up guys? Welcome to the Analogs. Today we're going to talk about 5 games based on true stories. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe or like or click the bell. So the first game I'm going to talk about today is Assassin's Creed franchise. Who doesn't know Assassin's Creed? With all of those buildings and the historical characters based on the real world and true stories. Characters like Napoleon or George Washington, or places like Paris or Victorian London, or important events like French Revolution or Middle Ages, they are all the most important parts of this franchise that makes this game unique. In most cases, they change history just to make a story for the game. But even in this case, all the historical characters have their right born and death date. And the game gives you good and true information about artifacts and characters, so if you're looking for some information about history, you can play Assassin's Creed and enjoy the game. So the second game I'm going to talk about is Valiant Hearts: The Great War. We all know that history has a lot of events, but one of the most important events in this category is the First World War. Valiant Hearts is a story about 4 heroes in this war named Emile and his grandson Carl, an American soldier named Freddie, and a Belgian nurse named Anna. All the characters are based on true characters in First World War, and the game has some side missions so you can find documented pictures about the story, characters, and of course the war. The game is an adventure puzzle in both sides. You can enjoy every minute of playing it. Every character has a lot to tell, many things to say about dark sides of the war and in a beautiful way. So if you're looking for a game based on true story and full of art, Valiant Heart is the best game that you can spend your time with. So we've reached the third game in our category, and it's called LA Noire. Most of the cases that you have to face and solve as Cole Phillips in the game are based on what happened in the 40s and in the 50s in America. The game is a simulation of LA, and if you have enough time to explore the beautiful world of the game, you can find some true documents about the real life events that happened in those decades. One of the most memorable cases that you'll face in the game is the Black Dahlia. This case is about Jenny French, who was stomped and died in the garden with the letters BD written on her chest, which reminds us of Elizabeth Short, who was an American woman who was found murdered in Leimert Park neighborhood of Los Angeles, California on January 15, 1947. We're going to talk about the fourth game on our category called Velvet Assassin. The story is about an English spy named Violet Summer who has a mission, and her mission is to destroy the Nazis. Her character is based on the real Violet Sabu, an English-French saboteur in the Second World War. There are some missions of her that you can play in this game. It doesn't have that war theme you're expecting of a war game to have because you're a spy and you need to kill your enemies in a silent way. The game doesn't have a gunplay that you expect of an adventure shooter game, but there are some good features in the game that you can enjoy, such as using the environment to destroy your enemies. The soundtracks are stunning, and this has a really good impact on you while you're playing, and they can make you excited. Mix all these good features together, and the result is one of the best stealth games, and of course one of the best games that are based on true stories. Last but not least, our fifth game in the category, Call of Duty World War II. There are a lot of games in the Call of Duty franchise that brings us back to history, games like Black Ops, that tell us true stories of Vietnam War and the Cold War through the eyes of a character named Alex Mason. But World War II brings us to one of the darkest historical events, the Second World War. They did this to other games before, but Call of Duty World War II is one of the best games in this scenario. The game is different from Call of Duty's original gameplay, but it's still exciting. They put us into some important events like D-Day, Auschwitz, the liberation of Paris, and the Battle of Bulge. They did their best to have good sound effects, and they really succeeded. They made a magnificent gameplay with a breathtaking graphic to make this game one of the best games in this franchise and of course one of the best games in this category. So please, if you liked our video, don't forget to subscribe or ring the bell or give us a like. Bye!